Hello everyone, my name is Alrex, and yes, I did yet another name change, and today I will take my little time machine and do a little throwback to one of the most infamous Star Wars games ever created, in order to kick off 2019. I mean, it's very hard to believe that it's only been basically a year ever since EA's big screw-up, their big failure, their great tragedy, and the downfall of the Star Wars franchise as a whole.
Growing up in the company, I had a pretty good sense of the company. Yeah. And while from the outside looking in, it looked like we were in a really, really bad place. Ask yourself this question first. Is this good for the player? 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 Is this good for the player?
It's been not that long ago since EA by themselves changed the public's perception of microtransaction, loot box, whatever crap that ruins video games for both me and a lot of other gamers. But since all the legal talk towards this, the lawsuits EA has been trying to dodge, and the gambling investigations, along with everything else, I mean, EA's really gotten themselves into some deep trouble. Now, real quick, and honestly, thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. It's been a really long time ever since I've gone from cringy squid videos all the way up to gaming videos and reviews like this one. Like, I wouldn't have been able to do it without you guys. Like, I'm not nearly as substantial as the other YouTubers in terms of subscribers, but hey guys, I'll keep trying with the, school and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, onto the video. Without any further ado, let's begin this review and Battlefront 2 news update. Also, keep in mind that I didn't even bother reading all the patch notes, so I mean, I read most of the patch notes, but not all of it, because there's a lot of it, believe me. So, my review would be more or less based off of my experiences with the game so far. First off, with progression, don't get me wrong, I like it way better than it was back at launch, but trying to get star cards, skins, emotes, whatever it is, it still feels really tedious. Because, well, now you don't need any crafting parts from randomized loot boxes that you got from launch, but rather it's just credits you get from each match. Because, well, you can no longer buy everything. It's now based off of skill points, and if it's customization and that you're willing to get, then you need credits for that. So I like the fact that it's no longer based off of crafting parts, but still it feels really tedious. And I'll give you a little example, the weapons, to show that this game was originally designed with pay to win in mind. Whether you want to believe it or not, yes. This is what the game was based off of, which is why everything feels so tedious, because, well, DICE can't change it now because of the way it was designed. The customization feels really terrible and honestly takes 1,000 billion, 3 billion, trillion years, that kind of progression, which is why I kind of hate it. So, yeah, as you can see right now, the classes I play most are at a pretty good level, but the process it took to get there was really dumb. Let's say I played the Assault class a lot, and I make it to level 32, and I only unlocked one attachment for my gun. Come on, this is taking way too long. Can we speed up the process here? But at least now the pay to win is gone. Even though it still feels grindy as heck, at least you still have to earn all those purple star card thingies instead of just buying it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to try out all of the new content since, A, I don't have sufficient credits, and B, I still have to edit these videos. Like, honestly, do you realize how long it takes me to do all this stuff? But I did try them out, though. I mean, I do like Obi-Wan's Mimi emotes and, well, his jokish style of how he treats his opponents, because, well, he's basically to me like your grandpa who's really bad with jokes but doesn't care because that's just the way he is. That's why I like Obi-Wan so much. And General Grievous is, well, just like in the Clone Wars TV show, a very vicious villain, which is what I like. And I especially like the hero banter that I heard a couple of times whenever I was playing as Grievous and I was on Geonosis. And also, I like how during the Clone Wars announcement, like a few months ago, I'm not sure when it was announced, but well, very recently, everybody was so happy to hear that the things that we've been asking for are finally coming.
Introduce the most powerful droid, the leader of the most powerful droid army in the galaxy, General Grievous. And yes, he will be going up.
Your screams are like music to my audio receptors. Your screams are like music to my audio receptors.
But me, when I was watching that, I was just over here wondering what was taking so long. It took them several months just to give us all this, and well, get this, we didn't get a whole lot. All we got was a reskinned Millennium Falcon, 2 new heroes that, well, cost credits, and a couple of appearances for our troopers and heroes. Like, if you realize that now, that's not a whole lot of content. I mean, what took so long? I get that game development, especially now, is not easy. The design, graphics, mapping, and all that kind of stuff doesn't just happen in one day. But the original Battlefront 2 had even less to work with, and yet they made a very excellent game with what they had at the time. So I don't see what the excuse is for why the new Battlefront 2 can't pump out content. I mean, did the microtransaction controversy really cause them to be that understaffed? What I also like about the OG Battlefront is, well, it didn't have a post-launch DLC plan, which, well, what that means in English is that, well, there was no cut content. Everything that was made for the game was released at launch, and the stuff that was for DLC later was, well, only for $5. So there was no pay to win. There was no cut content. Sorry, I meant to say cut content. Everything was automatically there, while with this Battlefront right now, there's a lot of cut content, and we're having to wait for so freaking long for barely anything, while games like Fortnite are constantly getting updates every single week. So I don't see what the excuse is, especially because the stuff that DICE has to work with is so much more advanced than what Pandemic had to work with on the original Battlefronts. But as you can see on this roadmap, we do have some amazing content coming our way. We'll be getting Dooku, we'll be getting Anakin, we'll be getting all sorts of clone appearances, and get this, we'll also be getting a large-scale game mode, which, well, what? Does it really have command posts? Can we really destroy capital ships? Can we really go walk into a capital ship and destroy it from the inside or from the outside? Can we really just jump into a vehicle without getting a hero pickup or whatnot, or getting all those tokens, trying to get battle points or whatnot? Can we really just do all that stuff? Or is it just going to be the recycled garbage that we've been getting with Galactic Assault? Yeah, but I sure hope that the large-scale game mode will be like the original gameplay and not just the linear gameplay that we have with Galactic Assault. Because while Galactic Assault is okay, it feels really linear, and I hate that whenever you have to, well, quote-unquote, fall back, you either get killed by people spawning in because of the way the game's designed or by the timer. While with Galactic Assault, you had the freedom to go wherever you wanted and go wherever you pleased. Or in English, that means the whole entire map was open instead of just progressively letting you move forward like in Galactic Assault. And next we have the credit grind. It takes so long to get credits. Like, let's say for the clone skins, they do look cool and all. But however, they're just so expensive. You have to get each skin individually for each class instead of carrying it over to another class, which I think that's stupid. That's really dumb. The clone skins are the same for each class, but, well, we don't get to carry them over. We have to get them individually for each class, so that's really grindy. It's a kind of like Call of Duty and how you had to get specific class... You had to get specific class skins for each class. Like, it's just as tedious as that. But even though, with all that in mind, I think a lot of it was stupid. But however, I do respect DICE trying to make the best out of the situation that EA created for them, instead of just giving up and leaving us behind. Now, with the news that was promised at the beginning of the video, let's go with that. Okay, using the little roadmap that is being shown to y'all right now, I will be explaining to all of you the content we'll be getting for the January update. So first, through January the 4th through 5th, when you do Heroes vs. Villains or Hero Showdown, you will earn 3 times the XP, which in other words, so whatever heroes you need upgraded, there's no better time to upgrade them than then. But be sure to do it then, because you'll only have 3 days to do it. And January 11th through the 13th, Blast and Strike, when you play those game modes, you'll be able to get 3 times the amount of XP for your troopers. In January the 18th through 20th, it's basically the same thing except with starfighters. I don't really care much about that because I don't like flying. And for January the 23rd, well, that's the big thing we're all waiting for. That's when we'll be getting the Coruscant Guard clone skins and Count Dooku. And we'll also be getting a skin for Count Dooku called Dark Ritual, which, well, I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I believe it's going to be the one that you're seeing right now, which, well, he wore in the Clone Wars TV show, because, you know, when he was doing the ritual with Darth Sidious, sorry, not Dark Sidious, it was a very dark ritual, don't get me wrong, it was a very dark ritual. So, yeah, and up until further notice, I'm not sure what skin Dooku's going to have in February, because he's supposed to be getting a new skin in February, although I hope it's his pajama skin. I'm kidding, guys, but then finally we have the Battle Point event, which is for era-appropriate heroes, and that's going through January the 25th through January the 27th, so... In other words, that means for all Galactic Assault maps, every era-appropriate hero will be reduced by 50% for the cost, while non-era-appropriate heroes will not even be available at all. Like, let's say you're never going to see Kylo Ren on Kamino, or you're never going to see General Grievous on Crate. While for era-appropriate heroes, like, it'll only take like 1,200 battle points in order to get Grievous on Geonosis, or the same thing for all the other maps. So, yeah, that will be happening. And also, we have a clip reveal for the hero banter with Anakin and Count Dooku. So, yeah, I'll just let y'all take a quick listen.
My powers have doubled since the last time we met, Count.
Good. Twice the pride, double the fall.
My powers have doubled since the last time we met, Count.
Good. Twice the pride, double the fall.
But yeah, anyways, thank you all so much for supporting my YouTube channel for so long. No matter if you're a newcomer or an old-timer, I thank all of you for supporting my channel. Y'all are the real MVPs. Anyways, as usual, I will see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye. Bye. 2019. Happy New Year. Yeah, good way to launch it off, I guess.